Hey guys, welcome back to a new podcast. So today we're going to be talking about the whole situation why I haven't been doing podcasts, and I'll be discussing why my Twitter account got suspended recently. So the reason why I haven't been doing podcasts recently was because I wanted to mature as a person, as an influencer, as a streamer, and as a YouTuber, or whatever name that you want to put on it. I just wanted to mature as a person. For me, the whole experience doing these podcasts earlier, back in the day, probably a whole year as far as like a collection of all the podcasts, over probably 50 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a whole learning experience just to be able to learn how to organize, learn how to do it myself, learn how to put it on a platform, and see what I can do with it. It was really awesome just to be able to learn, be able to listen to other people's experiences, definitely on a creative aspect, and what they did as a living or whatever they wanted to discuss. It was an awesome thing to be a part of. For as these recent and new podcasts, I just want to work on the name, if I want to put it under the A-list podcast, or if I want to figure out what to do with them. That's going to be that learning process on these newer ones. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated with this, and I'll definitely try to work on it. As far as new guests, I'll try to work on a lineup with that, and yeah, that's going to be pretty much with as far as growing as a mature person with these podcasts and try to work on them. So thank you guys for your patience if you guys have been waiting on the new ones. And yeah, I will discuss on my Twitter account being suspended. So the reason why my Twitter account got suspended recently in September was because I had copyrighted music. The copyrighted music that I had it was actually a re-uploaded video, which is very funny. It was a re-uploaded video based on a dance freestyle by Jaden Smith Breakfast featuring A$AP Rocky. And it was a short 1-minute clip video that I have on my YouTube channel if you guys would like to check it out. It's on there if you guys want to see it, and that's pretty much what got copyrighted. It wasn't on YouTube, it was copyrighted on Twitter. So pretty much the UMG group, or Universal Group copyright person, they copyrighted 15 different links, and that was reported. And you would think that it would just be, withheld by the certain person. That's pretty much what they do. If it gets copyrighted, you'll go to that video and it will say withheld by the copyrighted person, or it will be in more technical terms. But what Twitter did, they suspended my account because it was multiple copyrights, and it was probably like maybe 3 strikes, if I'm not mistaken. It was either 3 or 4 strikes that happened. When it usually happens, it'll be like, yo, this needs to be withheld because this has copyrighted music. And I'm like, okay, cool, that makes sense. So when this was the 3rd time that happened, and I got hit under it. So they gave me the email address, and I contacted the UMG, and they were like, yo, I'm sorry, your account had to get suspended, because the reason why I got suspended because Twitter did not want to buy a music license, just like how YouTube or SoundCloud or Facebook have a license. So if you have copyrighted music in it, they're like, oh, we'll just, withhold the video, and that's it. Pretty much this whole situation would have been solved if Twitter let me delete the video, and my hands would have been clean. But Twitter makes it more complicated, and they make it more like a court situation, which is crazy. And so UMG kind of apologized and like, yo, I'm sorry that you had to go under this, and Twitter is a lot different when it comes to that. So yeah, I didn't think I was going to be suspended, and I didn't think my account would be withheld to this day, which is crazy. But I have to wait 10 days to see what's going on. So if I can get my account back, that'd be really cool, and I know how to move differently. If I don't get my account back, then that account is going to be gone, which is insane. So pretty much the whole summary of the story is, don't have copyrighted music in your videos, and you won't get your account suspended like mine. So yeah, which is unfortunate, and it makes me think of a quote that I read in a video. It's not read in a video, it was read in a book. The book is called Influencer by Brittany Hennessy, and in the book it says, always back up your blog. So in this sense, always back up your account if it's really important to you. For me, Twitter is really important because I can reply to different people, I can connect to a variety of different people and have a certain target audience and practice different graphics and practice different marketing techniques, whether they work or not. And it was a really good platform for me just to work on it. So at the moment of this video or podcast, I had like 17,000 followers on that platform, which was pretty cool, and I was actually growing, and I was actually projected probably by the end of September, I was probably projected to be around like 2,000 followers based on my growth on my previous months, which is kind of tough. And I had like really, I understood how Twitter, when it came to growing on Twitter, and it sucks that it is coming to an end, which is kind of unfortunate. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the whole Twitter situation. I do need to focus on Instagram since my Twitter account did get suspended, so I have to work on that. As far as the Twitch situation, I haven't been putting out more can't even pronounce any of my words. But I haven't been putting out a lot of Fortnite content. So because I wanted to dive into different games, and that's definitely been working on for myself as a streamer, as far as like working on viewership and working on a schedule. So if you guys can't make to the schedule, I'm very sorry. You guys can watch the past broadcasts. I don't know if you guys would be interested in a streamer highlight video. I can probably work on that and see what I can compile on that. The funny thing about the Twitter situation, I know I didn't want to mention about it, but I was working on a video that was involving Twitter posts, and the funny thing was I was going to give it to my editor, but the person that was going to give it to my editor, he couldn't work on it, or he didn't get back to me, so I was going to edit it myself. And the funny thing was like, you know what, I'm just going to take a break. And the day that I took a break, that's when my Twitter account got suspended. So that's the reason why I haven't put out a video recently, because that got halted because the Twitter actually. So that's the thing on the upload. As far as YouTube, I do want to work on an upload schedule, because since I do have a streamer schedule on Twitch, so I do need to think maybe like 2 uploads a week. I think that'd be pretty awesome to hold you guys over, and I think that'd be pretty cool. So other than that, that's pretty much my thoughts on podcasting. Pretty much just trying to be a mature person and try to work on different topics. The Twitter situation got copyrighted because of music that I didn't have permission to have. And third, just trying to have a YouTube schedule. So hopefully I can try to work on a YouTube schedule so I can bring that out to you guys. And yeah, so without further ado, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.